don't know.
What I told you, Cutter.
People seen it, but they just don't know. People seen it, but they just don't know.
Huh?
People,
Let's go.
people seen it, but they just don't know. People seen it, but they.
What's going on? What's going on? It's your boy Icon. And we here on Sport TV once again. First and foremost, got the opportunity to be able to come on here for a great show. I know we've been off for a couple of weeks. You know, life been life and letting. So, deal with the personal stuff. I had a couple of deaths in the family. Had a deal with those the last. So that's how we've been out of pocket. You know what I'm saying? But I do want to say, we just started our new radio station, 16 Radio. I had a successful launch yesterday. A lot of great feedback. And so I'm about to introduce my right hand man. You know what I'm saying? He about to be the next doggone, you know what I'm saying, Donnie Simpson on the radio. You know what I'm saying? Jacob the Great.
What's up, man? What's up, man? What's going on? Glad to be back in the building once again, man. Thank God for his many blessings.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. So, man, we're going to get right into it, man. We're gonna first talk about the Super Bowl last week, which was very disappointing in a lot of ways, but for mainly because, I expected my thing is, in most cases, sometimes I may pick a team I go for more than the other one, but the one thing I always want to see is a good game. I can't stand when by time I end up my popcorn and my drinks or whatever, at halftime, when it's time about a halftime show, I pretty much want to turn the TV off and start watching something else. So, this game was 27-0 at the half, and the first few minutes, like I told you, you was texting back and forth, and I said, when it was 10-0, I said, at first I'm like, they got time to get it together. But as soon as they went down 17-0, I said, ooh, it might be over with. They in trouble because at that point, the crazy part to me is this, bro. People praise Patrick Mahomes as being the second greatest quarterback and even started putting him up there with being the greatest quarterback of all time. But then as soon as he has one bad game, all of a sudden, you know what I'm saying, it's like, oh, well, is he really as good as everybody think he is? Now he went from being the second greatest quarterback to all of a sudden they looking at him like he might be like under Joe Montana again at this point. And I'm like, basically, the man had a bad game. A lot of it didn't have nothing to do really with him. It was more because he couldn't even drop back in the pocket long enough to get a pass off. And then by time, he started seeing ghosts by the time the second quarter came around. Next thing you know, he just throwing passes just illegitimately, with no pass rush. And then you think about it, they was getting the cheap. They said this is maybe the first Super Bowl or not. This they was like, there haven't been too many Super Bowls where the other team didn't even have to blitz. They literally said the Eagles did not blitz one time in this game. Like all the pass rush came literally from the front four. So if your front four can get to the quarterback and your back seven can just, deal with your receivers and your tight ends, what you think gonna happen? So
Yeah.
like a lot of it wasn't on Patrick Mahomes. It was on maybe game planning, and it was on the Eagles was just too good. So what's your thoughts?
I just think, it's always going to rest on the shoulders of the quarterback no matter what, no matter how the rest of the team play. And I just think Philly defense was too much for them, too much for the offensive line. Because the Chiefs don't have a really young offensive line. Those guys been there for a long time. And so then, I think Mahomes was going through some family problems, man. Granddad in hospice, could leave the world any day now. That's a lot of weight on your shoulders when you're trying to play a Super Bowl as well. You know what I mean? So, but how they had been winning during the season and stuff like that, 2 points here, 3 points here, and coming back in the fourth quarter and winning. I know I would like to see him do a three-peat, but I know Philly wasn't going for that. You was gonna have to put Philly away. You know what I mean? Just like you said, if you beat Patrick Mahomes, you got to put him away early, and
Mm-hmm.
that's what Philly did. Philly got into his headspace so early, so I don't think he could recover.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. And my thing is this too is see, it's funny you kind of said that because what happens is that whenever uh you like you said his granddaddy being in a hospice or whatever, he never used that as an excuse or whatever, and then they'll pick and like media pick and choose who they may allow to use excuses for stuff like that. Oh well, where their granddaddy or their dad or their mom or somebody was in the hospital, and that's why they might have had a bad game. But you never heard anything about a family member being in the hospital or whatever, and because they may, and then or they'll commend a player who can what they call compartmentalize,
Hmm.
there to be able to say like Kobe after he went to court, or you know what I mean, or the little Isaiah Thomas, the little one who after his sister got killed, he played the next day after his sister got killed. You know what I'm saying, and stuff like that. So it's like everybody don't handle that kind of adversity the same. Not to say this was what was going on in Patrick's head, but everybody don't handle adversity the same, and we shouldn't make players have to handle adversity the same. You know what I mean? So I just think it's one of those things where, you know, uh, um, I don't, like I said, I think the Eagles was just a better team. At the end of the day,
Yeah.
the Eagles was like too deep everywhere. When the last time you seen a team too deep? I kind of compare the Eagles to like the Golden State Warriors in 16 and 17. They were so deep and a super team, and the Eagles are set up the same way. They like a super team. The only team I really felt like from the AFC side that might have gave them the run for their money or made the game a little closer might have been Baltimore, but Baltimore don't know how to execute in the fourth quarter. They might have just slowed the game down and ran the ball more, but I don't know if they would have. I don't even think they would have beat them. You know what I mean? I don't really put a whole lot of stock in Josh Allen like that. Like I don't think Buffalo would have beat him. So I think Baltimore would have only just from the physicality of it, like or whatever. They might have been the only team that might have beat him. So what I'm saying
But
to a second.
Baltimore,
Um,
you know how I feel about Baltimore, man. I just think, man, Baltimore is a whole bunch of hype, and like you said, they can't beat nobody in the fourth quarter, man. And I don't know what it is, man. I don't know what it is, man. But every time that Lamar Jackson is almost there, and we think that he gonna at least be in the Super Bowl, something happened, man. I don't know. I don't know.
mhm. And my thing is at the end of the day, I feel like Lamar Jackson is not accurate enough for me, and I feel like what happens is Lamar Jackson and Josh Allen allows Kansas City to get in their head. Like it's almost like they try to like they kind of play outside of themselves to try to beat Patrick Mahomes. You would almost think after the Super Bowl, because this is the second time the Chiefs got blown out in the Super Bowl. You'd almost would think, okay, well, dang, like Tampa Bay, and then this time with the Eagles, they proven that the Chiefs are beatable, and they still can't beat them. You know what I'm saying? Even Joe Burrow got them one time, and they still can't beat them. You know what I'm saying?
All right.
So it's kind of weird in that way. You know what I mean? So we're going to take a quick break. I'm going to ask you a question. You know what I'm saying? On the other side of the break, we'll be right back here on 910 Sports. Okay, we're back here on 910 Sports. I want to ask you, so at this point, do you feel like Travis Kelce should retire?
No, no.
Okay. So, because me personally, I'm like this. If he was a surprise to retire, I would not be mad at him. I would greatly understand. because I was listening to like Lewis Reddick and Ron Clark and them guys talk about it, and Swaggo and all them, and they was basically saying, a lot of time with a player, you know your body, you know where you at in your career, and a lot of it is mental. So mentally, you're already checking out. If you already, because they was like, nobody really asked. Travis Kelce kind of brought up himself on him and his brother's podcast with Jason Kelce that he was thinking about. So when you about retirement, you probably end up doing. It's like being on any job. You've been on the job all the time, and at some point you be like, I'm thinking about retiring. I've been a police officer, I've been a firefighter, I've been doing this for 30 years. I think it's time for me to move on and do something else. And once you start like that, you already been checked out or start to check out as far as moving on to something else. So I think that Travis Kelce, especially in football, you already got that mindset that you want out. You probably will, like, longer, but at that point, he got tired of going to meetings, you know what I mean, and all that, like the film study and all that kind of stuff. Things he just really wasn't willing to do, and he knew at time for him to bounce. So maybe Travis Kelce looking like, and then I forgot who said it, but he said you got to think about this now. After the Chiefs lost the Super Bowl, now they program their mind, come back and kind of reinvigorate themselves to try to do this again. It's one thing you're going for the three-peat, but now it's kind of like you're starting all over to try to regain that momentum. That might be too much for Travis Kelce. You know what I mean? So
Well, it might be, man, because Travis Kelce been in the league for about 13, 14 years.
yeah, I think they said it was his 12th year that he just finished up.
Yeah, but that's still a long career for the NFL.
Oh
You know
yeah,
what I mean? Definitely. So I don't know if his body tired, man, but I don't know if they just didn't have enough of what they needed, man. Because even though they lost in the Super Bowl, man, they still was exceptionally good. And then they they might have felt like and they ain't have enough pieces around them, but for them to have the team that they had, bro, which I think was not the best team I've seen Patrick Mahomes with. You know what I mean?
mm-hmm.
At best, man. I don't think he got big time receivers. You know what I
Yeah,
mean? At best, myself, I believe, and this could be a stretch, a far stretch, but I believe Beckham Jr. would have gave him more than those receivers gave him. To be honest with
you said Odell Beckham Jr.
you, yeah,
What would have gave who would have gave who more? Kansas City?
yeah.
Nah, I think Odell washed up. I think he washed.
Maybe so, but I'm just saying, man. These guys act like they couldn't even play football, man. You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah,
like, like that was about 4 or 5 key passes that they should have caught, and you're in the Super Bowl, and how Patrick was getting beat up, and then you don't catch the ball. You know what I mean? And then Patrick was running for his life, so he made some decisions that wasn't so great. You know what I mean?
yeah. I think what it was is that they got hit in the mouth so early, and not just like hitting the mouth where they was down like 7-10 nothing. When we've seen them come back, when they got down, I think they just knew early on the physicality that the Eagles had, the way that the Eagles was just going up and down the field, and Saquon Barkley wasn't even impact on the game. And then I think what happened was there was nobody that stood up and was like, let's get it together. Everybody kind of had this look on their face of defeat, of just like they were demoralized, and they just, you know what I mean? You could just tell, like I could just see the body language. Like, you know what I mean? And like you said, Travis Kelce dropped a couple of key passes. D-Hop was wide open on like a, you know what I'm saying, on like a slant route where he probably could have went for 30 or 40 yards. And he dropped the pass. You know what I mean? Or whatever. So it was kind of like it got to that point, and you kind of just knew, like, it was no chance for them to win this game. I'm just glad they didn't get shut out because for a minute they won't get shut out the whole game. So they didn't score
Yeah.
until the fourth quarter. You know what I
That's
mean?
the way. Yeah, that's the way it looked. And they couldn't get no penetration off the run at all because it seems like as quick as Patrick Mahomes handed off the ball, the Eagles was right there after he hand off the ball to the running back. So they couldn't get no traction with the running back, not the pass game, and then man, like the defense was so tired because the defense was on the field more than anything.
Yeah, but they didn't really try to establish the run to me either. I only ran the ball 7 times. I felt like when they got down 7-0, 10-0, and they seen that the pass rush was getting to them every time, that should have been the point where they should have ran the ball a little bit more and tried to establish some kind of running game a little bit more. And to me, I think what happened was they was trying to make Patrick Mahomes they was on like 5-7 step drops instead of okay, let's try to find some plays that we could where we can maybe get right a bubble route, something quick and easy to kind of open things up, and they never did that. It's like they never had a plan B. They just wanted to go with what they knew. That was it. They never really adjusted to what the Eagles was doing. You know what I mean? And by the time they did kind of figure it out, it was kind of too late. The Eagles kind of already, Eagles was up, 30-40 or whatever. And, the Eagles at that point was like on cruise control. So the
It
final
don't
score.
it didn't even look like they prepared for the Eagles, man.
Exactly. It just looked like it looked like they almost walked into that game thinking, oh, we going to win this. We got
Right,
this. No
right,
matter.
right. So
And that's not. But I'm glad, before we move on, I'm glad there's one thing happened in the game. When they made that bad call against the Eagles, and then they made that bad call against the Chiefs. I said, okay, cool. Now we can get rid of this whole thing that they cheating for the Chiefs. Because when they made that call, I said, oh Lord, here we go. You know what I'm saying? But then when they came back the bad call against the Chiefs, I said, all right, okay, now we can play. But that's the only thing I want to say about that. But
well,
anyway,
well,
uh,
I'm gonna say this, man. A lot of fans and a lot of media people create these false narratives, man. If somebody is that much greater than you, that's great. You know what I mean? Because we can name teams that was that much better than somebody. You know, the Cowboys when they had Michael Irvin when they went to the Super Bowls, they was that much better. The Doug Williams team, they was that much better than everybody. You
mm-hmm.
know, I can remember when John Elway hit him with that bomb for 80 yards, bam, and,
Yeah.
and, and people like, oh man. And man, I can remember Doug Williams talking to the boys on the sideline, and he went to work. And I think that Patrick Williams, as a leader and as a quarterback, he should have been in them boys' ass, for real, for real. You know what I'm saying? He should have been in the offensive line ass, man. You know what I mean? Like, come on, man, we're in the Super Bowl, man. What are y'all doing? We done been here before. You know what I mean? And I don't think there was enough aggression, enough intensity, and enough drive to really make them understand that, man, this is still our ball game. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Yeah, I think Patrick Mahomes was a little bit demoralized himself because he couldn't get off, and then it's almost like they telegraphed. They knew exactly what he was going to do because two of his interceptions was to like a linebacker or whatever, or the one I think it was a linebacker one time, and one of the out like the nickel corner across the middle of the field. You know what I'm saying? So it wasn't even. So it was almost like they knew exactly where he was going to throw the ball every time. It almost like they knew what the Chiefs played for. Like somebody stole their playbook or something and knew exactly what they were going. That's what
So,
it looked like.
so before we take a quick one, this is what I want to say. I was seeing Tom Brady doing a Fox interview, and he said, if you're a smart quarterback, if you're an intellectual mind of the game of football, you can tell by the stance, by the way they line up, about the helmets moving around, about the eye contact you see on the defensive players. He said, when I played with Tampa, Everything that the defense did, I knew where to put the ball at, what spot to get it to, even if it was just for a 5 or 6 yard pass. I know where to get the ball to. And I said to myself, Thomas Patrick Eugene Brady. His full name, right?
Yeah.
Thomas Patrick Eugene Brady got to be the most smartest intellectual person that ever touched a football, man. Like, like the way he breaks things down, Icon, is crazy to me.
Yeah, I don't necessarily, to be honest with you, I'm gonna say this. I don't not taking that away from him. I don't think he's the smartest quarterback. I think the way he studied and like injected himself into the game, he was on that level like a Kobe. Like he had that mind like a Kobe. Like that's the only player I've ever heard talk about breaking down film the way, like Kobe did when he would spend so many hours just breaking down film. I think LeBron is the same way. LeBron can tell your whole doggone play before
Who?
you run it. You know what I mean? So I
Who?
just think, huh?
Who the same way? Who the
I
same
said
way?
LeBron was the only two players I know that would break down film like that. Because even Amon Shepard said, he said LeBron would tell, it was Amon Shepard said and somebody else said it. He said LeBron would look at the other team's play and say, oh, they about to run this play, whatever, he about to screen you right here, they about to do this over here. He said he would literally telegraph the other team's whole play before as they running it or before they ran it. You know what I'm saying? And
Mm.
Kobe break down film the same way. You know what I'm saying? That's why they said, the greatest minds in basketball history was like a Magic, was like a LeBron, was like Rondo. They said Rondo was the same way. So I just think that some of these players do their extra homework to do that. And I think that's the thing. That's what Brady, I know the interview you're talking about, because that's what Brady was talking about. Brady was saying with him, he would spend that whole 2 weeks, that whole week just studying film. You know what I'm saying? What you heard about Mahomes and Kelsey and them going out to dinner the night before. Brady said, I'm locking myself in my room in the house, and I'm not coming out until the game day. You know what I'm saying? Like, probably nothing else. He probably ordering food in or got a cook or something bringing them food. But they said he locking himself. He away from his family and everything for them 2 weeks. You know what I mean, or whatever. So I just think he was just had that mindset that he was so dedicated to winning. He was going to do whatever it took, or whatever, to the point where, like he said, that first Super Bowl against the Chiefs, he was like, I knew exactly what they were going to do on defense before they did it. You know what I'm saying? He said, I know exactly what they was going to do every time. You know what I'm saying? He said,
That's crazy, man. That's real crazy.
yeah. So, but anyway, we're gonna take a quick break. We're gonna be right back. I got to ask you about something else when it comes to this whole. Okay, we back here on 910 Sports. So this another question I had to ask you. So I don't know if you finally seen it or not, because I asked you about this the other day. But AJ Brown basically made a comment of that he already is over winning the Super Bowl, because basically he gets more excited when he has a bigger impact on winning, or his numbers, or like he has a successful year because of the numbers that he had individually. So is that more of a competitive thing, or by him saying that, like he said basically after maybe the day or two, he didn't have the feeling that he thought he should have, like everybody else, over winning the Super Bowl. So is that a competitive thing, or is that a selfish thing?
I think it's very competitive. I think knowing that I can go up against anybody and I can do this, that, other than the third, and I can do what I set out to accomplish in training. But once I win the Super Bowl, I just only win a ring. And so now it's back to the training so I can be better than I was the next year. So I think it's very competitive. I don't think it's selfish.
Okay. Me personally, I'm kind of got mixed feelings on this. A part of me like, I don't think I would have said that out loud, because it being the fact. The reason why I said I wouldn't have said it out loud if I was AJ Brown, because of the whole thing between him and Jalen Hurts throughout the season, where him and Jalen Hurts was at odds because he wasn't getting enough pad balls. And then I think what happened is, um, you know, um, I think that was kind of the caveat. But hold on, give me 1 second. But continue to talk. Give me 1 second.
All right, so I'm glad that Jalen Brown got the ball. I'm glad that they kind of threw the ball, man. That took a lot of light off of Jalen Hurts, and so, but we all know that he can throw the ball. We all know that he's a really dynamic quarterback. You know what I mean? And so I was glad to see him get a ring and bring it back to the NFC East. You know, it's been a little minute since we had a ring in the NFC East. You know what I mean? I believe the last time we had a ring in the NFC East, it was with Philly. Um, when they had I forget the quarterback that took over for Carson Wentz. But I think they're gonna see a lot of the NFC East, and it's gonna be a lot more championships come. Even though I'm a Cowboys fan, I don't see us winning a championship no time soon. But I do see Philly going back, and I do see Washington getting a Super Bowl in a couple of years. And so I'm expecting um, Jalen Hurts to win maybe one more, but I'm expecting Jaden Daniels to win about three Super Bowls before his career end. And I expect Dak to at least get one. So I think the NFC East is going to be
So so
a force to be reckoned with.
so you that to get one?
At least one, yes.
Well, Jerry Jones sick or something?
Well, I'm just saying
You want
Michael Parsons is going to restructure that whole team, bro. This is the only player I see that be in constant meetings with Jerry and Steven and Charlotte Jones. Like he take it upon himself to like we're going to win a championship, and so he's drilling them so bad right now they don't even know what to do. Because I listen to Dallas Cowboys radio on ESPN radio a lot. So the thing with Micah don't care about the money. Micah take less money. He say that I'm listen. I'm good. I'm good. I invest my money well. You know what I mean. So money always gonna keep rolling in. He'll take less money to really win. You know what I mean. He wants to win, and so I ain't saying it'll happen for the Cowboys in the next 2 3 years, but before that retire, he at least get one. You know what I mean?
I mean, ah, that's a mouthful, right?
And
Um,
and, and and but I will say about Philly, Philly is not going to have the money to spend on 7 Pro Bowl players. The amount of money that Graham gonna want, Jalen Carter gonna want, um, 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 a couple of them safeties, Dijon and like over the next 3 or 4 years,
mm,
Philly is gonna lose a lot of players because they're not
yeah,
gonna be able to pay all them people. You know what I mean? And the thing about Washington don't got a big salary hit. You know what I mean? Washington can afford to bring 3 4 new players in. You know what I'm
yeah,
saying? And keep them under contract for 3 4 years. Because one thing about players, the smart ones is I take this amount of money. You know what I'm saying? I can make this over a 4 year span. You know what I mean? And but while making that, I can see us winning 2 championships. And so, and the thing about Jaden Daniels, he's just a rookie going into his second year. So y'all got a good solid 3 more years with him, and then he'll get a big payday. So you know what I mean. So y'all good.
yeah. Because my thing, I look at it like I look at any top quarterback in the league, whether it's Patrick Mahomes, whether it's Josh Allen, Lamar Jackson. As long as he stays healthy, I think that the rest will take care of himself. If he
Yeah.
stays,
Well, you got to think he a young kid, 47 million for 4 years. Like
Mhm.
you make way more than that made his rookie year. That
Yeah.
one that was making $2 million a year. You know what I mean?
Well, see, the reason why I think too that he'll be okay, and because of the structure around him. I
Hmm.
told everybody, and some people might be like I was crazy. As soon as Magic Johnson came into the fold, I said, watch how quickly Washington start winning. Now, did I expect what they did? No, I'm not going to lie and say I expected them to go 12-5 the first year.
But I
But I
told you they would. I told you they would. I seen it.
told me, you told me that. But I said, but with Magic Johnson in the fold, I said, I don't know what it is about Magic, what he be doing behind the scenes. I don't know if he call these players up and talk to them or what it is he does, but it seems like anything he gets his hands involved in, then players wanna go there. Just like with the Dodgers, I said I think this man won a championship with like a female. I think he won a championship with like a soccer team, and I think he like won a few championships with other sports. You know what
Yeah.
I mean? So my thing in with him is, and
Soccer, baseball, WNBA, the NBA, rugby. The only championship he won is the NFL championship.
yeah, that's what he said. And I think the thing about it is, the easy part was when they was about 6-7 games in, and everybody's saying how good Jaden Daniels was. Players already was saying then, "Oh, we want to go play there next year." So I'm really excited about next month's NFL, the free agency, to see who we can get in free agency, because there's going to be a lot of players that's going to take a pay cut, like they were doing the NBA when they wanted to play with LeBron and Steph Curry, whoever, to try to win a chip. I think you're going to see the same thing with Washington, where players going to take a pay cut just to go down there to see if they can catch a championship with Washington, Jaden Daniels. But
I,
anyway,
I, I got a question for you, and then you ask me when we get back. What do you think about the look of Darren Fox, Wemby, and KD in San Antonio next year?
we'll be right back to talk about that here on 910 Sports. All right, we back here on 910.
That boy said, "Woo wee."
So when the Phoenix Suns, they already talking about trading him away in the offseason,
Yeah,
Kevin Durant. I said, and then somebody said something about a couple of teams he could go to. And I said San Antonio to me would be the perfect situation, especially if you hold on rookie Stephen Castle. So now you got your young boy. Because think about it, San Antonio. Remember, like when Kawhi first came, that would be like Stephen Castle in that situation. Then you got your veterans and Darren Fox and KD, and you got your other young buck and Wemby or whatever. To me, I don't know if Greg Popovich if he gonna wait to come back next season or come back at all. But if Greg Popovich get that type of squad going in the next season, I would say they would be no less than either next season, at least maybe about a third or fourth seed going.
man. Let me tell you something, man. Like I watched Darren Fox play, but he a dog.
Mm-hmm.
But he a dog for real, for real. And Wemby a dog, and Castle a dog. Castle the underrated dog though. You know
Yeah,
what I mean? You know what I mean? And so I think with that right there, man, if they get KD,
and
man,
I'm gonna tell you what they would do would be key, just from a leadership standpoint. I would keep Chris Paul. Chris Paul at this point playing for the minimum. So I would keep Chris Paul around just because I don't know if Wemby is a leader. We know KD is not a vocal leader, but if you have somebody like Chris Paul that's still being a vocal leader on the sidelines, still orchestrating the offense to a certain degree, you know what I'm saying, or whatever out there, whatever, putting people in the proper place, I think that would be huge for them to keep Chris Paul around if they was to get like a Kevin Durant in the fold. You know what I
right,
mean? You know what I mean? So yeah,
right.
I definitely believe that. So let's get into do you feel like I know you say you only watched the highlights of it, But I feel like little Matt McClung did enough to kind of, because they basically saying that was just which I didn't really even realize, he the first player to ever win do a three-peat in the dunk contest. Nobody's ever had a three-peat in the dunk contest. And the dunks he was doing last night, I feel like do you feel like he done enough to still have that intrigue for the dunk contest? Because he was doing some stuff.
Well, from what fans are saying, they'll put him over Dominique and Mike and put him second to Vince Carter.
Oh yeah, yeah. Because even last night, I think it was either Kenny Smith, Richard Jefferson. One of them said he coming for the crown. Like he coming for the crown on you, Vince. Because Vince was commentating it last night, and they was like, he coming for your crown. You know what I mean? Like basically, like yeah. So to me, them two dunks he did, the one where he kind of.
I thought white men couldn't jump.
Well, I don't know about white men can't jump, but this little white boy can jump. You know what I mean?
He can jump.
Yeah,
he can jump.
Well, he jumped over that car. His jump over the car was way more impressive than Blake Griffin.
I don't think so, Icon. I don't think so.
What? Yeah, it was way more impressive. Way more. But first of all, he jumped the way he jumped over the top of the hood for one, and like the top of the hood. What y'all jumped over the top of the hood, like the engine part of the hood. Blake Griffin, he jumped over the whole hood. You know what I'm saying, or whatever, and that he actually did some extra stuff in the air with the ball. You know what I mean? So to me, McClung way more impressive, way more. You know what I mean? And then that other dunk he did when he put the ball on the.
But I'm across the fence with the dunk contest. I'm gonna tell you why.
Huh?
The people that we see do the acrobatic dunks in the regular season, man, they never sign up for the dunk contest. I think the dunk contest has went down so much. To me, it ain't even competitive, man. It ain't even competitive. But
who they the dunk contest. I think Adam Silver, whoever's on the committee, they need to do a better job of going with players that people really want to see. Like, I don't know if you got to make a bigger incentive or do something, but you have Andrew Jackson? Well, I thought he was on the money. I thought he was on Andrew Jackson on the $5 bill. I thought he was on the money. Like, why is he in the dunk contest? I don't even know who this is.
Man, listen. I want to see Ja Morant. I want to see Josh Hart. I want to see the boy from Orlando. Yeah, I want to see him, and I want to see Anthony Edwards. Like, you gotta give these players that be doing these windmills and these, jumping in the air, doing 360, ball come between their legs on a fast break and yamming that thing backwards. You got to really go after these players and be like, listen, we need you to be in this dunk contest. It's going to be more of an incentive this year. But we need the dunk contest to get back where it once was. You know what I mean?
Yeah, because think about it, everybody, LeBron ruined the dunk contest because he didn't enter. But at the same time, some of these other players could step up and take that mantle. So just because he didn't do it, don't mean all the rest of y'all don't have to do it.
Like me myself, at the height of the dunk contest, when we were still watching basketball, I always wanted LeBron, Kobe, Wade, Vince Carter, and Carmelo Anthony in the dunk contest at the same time.
Yeah. I don't know, because I'm trying to think, by the time LeBron came in the league, I don't know if Vince Carter was still dunking like that.
Oh yeah, he was still dunking, bro. LeBron came in the league 2003. Vince was still dunking, bro.
I mean, I know he's still dunking, but that was like 3 years. I like to say he couldn't have still done some of that stuff. But I think when he started to have injuries and stuff around that time.
No, he started having injuries in 2007, 2006, 2007.
Okay. I mean, I would have loved to seen it. I would have loved to seen them go at it, but I mean, whatever reason, that wasn't a cup of tea. Like old boy said last night, McClung, he said, it's something that you gotta want to do. He said for you to kind of like be successful in a dunk contest, the first thing you have to want to do it. You know what I'm saying? So whatever.
And then I would love in the next couple of years to see if Bronny would get in the dunk contest because I done seen him do some really, really, really acrobatic dunks in the G League and in pickup games, in practices and stuff like that.
Yeah. I mean, I think that would help his status. You know what I'm saying? If he got into the dunk contest, I know he was in it in high school when the the high school All-American. And I know he was in it then, and he performed decently in that one. I think he was in that and a 3-point contest, so he performed in it decently. So I wouldn't mind seeing that. We're gonna take one last break, and we're gonna talk about one more thing before we get out of here. We'll be 910 Sports. Real quick shout out to Zeno FM, all our radio affiliates or whatever. Well, I didn't mean to say whatever, but shout out to Zeno FM, our radio affiliates, and y'all see the credits on everybody else, VGN and everything on the credits. But anyway, one last topic I want to talk about was you think Lakers have a legit chance this year to actually get to the NBA Finals?
If they get Mark Williams over there, yes.
So you think that trade still might go through?
Yes, because he don't want to go back to Charlotte. And so Austin Reeves is pushing for that trade, and LeBron.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Because actually, what they want is him, and they want JaVale McGee and Dwight.
Yeah.
So they can have that 3-man rotation center, and so it'll be a fresh center there every time. You know what I'm saying? So that team with Rondo and all them boys on there, man, Rob Pelinka broke up that team. They would have won. They would have went back to back, I think, because when you rotated Rondo in the game, the whole energy was different, man.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Definitely.
So
and KCP, they got rid of KCP during that time.
Yeah.
Yeah, so you're right. I feel like it would have had a legit chance. And my thing, if you went out and got Alex Len, you would have been better off going to get Dwight Howard, like you said, JaVale, because that's more of a lob threat, and they would have gave you a little bit more rebounding and defense than what Alex Len gave you. So I didn't really understand that pickup. But like you said, I don't know because I know they did some kind of mock trial where both teams had to plead their case on why they thought the trade should go through. So I think at this point, the only thing that may could happen is Mark Williams get bought out, and the Lakers could get him in free agency without having to give up picks. So that could still happen.
It's crazy that Lakers traded Malik Monk and Caldwell Pope. That was stupid.
Well, they didn't trade Malik Monk. They just ain't paying. They just didn't give him his money. They just didn't pay him. That's the crazy about Malik Monk. And hell, both of them, KCP and Malik Monk, they just didn't give them more money. You know what I'm saying? They could have easily paid both of them. They let them both walk.
Mm-hmm.
You know, that was the messed up part about both of those situations. They just let them walk because Rob Pelinka has zero knowledge of what he's doing. He does not know what he's doing at all. He don't know nothing about the game of basketball, period. No, he don't understand nothing. He basically lucked up. And the only reason why Rob Pelinka still got a job because him and Jenny Buzz, I don't know if he hitting it or what it is, but all I know is whatever he got going on with Jenny Buzz is the only reason why he got a job. Because no other would have stayed around.
What I understand, it ain't that hard to hit.
Yeah, and the thing about it was that's why Magic left. Everybody's wondering why Magic left so quick because Magic looked at it and said, y'all not going to put me in the middle of this mess because I can't win if you're not going to let me do my job. So anyway, hey, listen, it is what it is. So, hey, look, it's a great show. You know what I mean? Sorry about the layoff that we had, but like I said, I had a lot going on the personal side. So so we should be back rocking and rolling on a regular now. And you know what I'm saying? We see y'all next time here on 910 Sports TV.
Peace.